You know, it seems every time I make a big accusation or an unpopular opinion, the first time I make these statements clear, the first time I make a video on these things, it gets tons of backlash. No one wants to believe me, but then a day or two goes by and then everyone's on my side. And that's exactly what has happened again today. This first happened with Jesser. That video got more dislikes than likes when I first said that Jesser's apology was fake and a whole bunch of garbage. And now with the video that I dropped yesterday, it is proven to be a fact more than it already was that Malcolm, he's a clear scammer. So last video that most of you have probably already seen, I mainly touched on Mal. I mainly brought in Evan, who was the guy who got scammed. He mainly got scammed by Mal. Cash Nasty was for sure involved, don't get that twisted, but it was mainly Malcolm who scammed this kid Evan. Mal promised this guy shoutouts, Mal promised this guy collabs with big names and 2Hype, and never fulfilled any of those promises, even though the guy paid money for these things. And I brought up in that video all the Venmo transactions and how they're proven to be true, that this is actually Malcolm's Venmo. I proved all of these to be 100% fact in my last video. And a few hours after I dropped this video, Malcolm deleted all the transactions with Evan, which was the kid who he scammed. And the thing is, if you guys remember last video when I showed the screen recording of Malcolm's Venmo and the transactions that he had public, there was way more than just the kid that he scammed. There were multiple other people in the Venmo transactions that he interacted with. But he only deleted the ones with Evan, who was the kid he scammed. He only deleted those ones after I dropped this video. Take a look at this before and after of Malcolm's Venmo account before I made the video and after I dropped the video when he deleted all of the transactions with Evan. As you can obviously see, all the other transactions are still there with other people except the ones with Evan. Mal is in panic mode at this point. He's doing everything he can to shove all this under the rug and delete any evidence of this actually being true. Because if you guys remember in the last video, I said you guys can check for yourself his Venmo account where you could see all the transactions. But what is he doing? He heard me say that, immediately went to his Venmo and made sure to delete all of the specific ones, all the specific transactions he had with Evan. You know, even after all the evidence I provided in my last video, if you were still skeptical after my last video, you know what? I understand. But at this point, if you don't believe what I'm saying, if you don't think this is a proven fact that now he's trying to shove all this under the rug and hide the evidence, you've got to be brain damaged. This is point blank evidence. And after I dropped my video yesterday, I had over 10 people in my DMs saying that they had a very similar story with Malcolm over the whole 2v2 basketball situation that him and Cash were running. If you guys don't know fully what that is, here's the video of Cash and Mal announcing that they're going to be doing 2v2 basketball games together with fans.
We got to do a 2v2 for it, dog. We do. We got it.
They've been bothering you about this?
Yes!
Y'all been bothering him about this?
Yes!
You know it ain't a thing with me. But who's gonna play us, bro?
We got to see. Hey, let me know. Who you wanna fly to me or whatever you at? Let me know that to come and tweet me. Alright, we'll tweet him. IG, everything.
Tag us.
So it seems like with this whole 2v2 basketball situation, a lot of people got scammed. A lot of people got this bullshit by Malcolm. Here is screen record evidence of DMs with Malcolm of one guy who had a similar experience with the 2v2 basketball situation. This guy first DMs Mal on October 13th, 2019. Yo Mal, I just watched the video. Me and my 2v2 partner is ready to hoop. We can fly out and do whatever. I'm a big fan and I'm trying to get it cracking. What's up? And then he says, gotta pay to set it up, so you know that you're for real, bro. And he says, pay you or pay for my travel arrangements. And Mal says both. Let me stop saying who's responding here. You guys can tell who's responding, alright? How much? What can you afford, bro? I got $50 to set it up to let you know I'm serious, and I could come down there in February, because right now I'm going through a lot of coding school, and I can't miss no days. So 25 a piece for me and Cash, lol. I'll ask him and see if he thinks it's worth it from his end, and whatever he says will be the answer, I bet. And I was saying 50 a piece, not just 25 for both. I wouldn't try and play y'all like that, bro. Yeah, we can do 100, bro. Alright, bets. How about February 20th or the 21st? Does that work for y'all? Looks good. We should be together already around that time if nothing comes up. Can you pay today so I can just mark you in, even if something comes up? We're constantly on the move, but if it's marked, then we must oblige. I get paid next Thursday. I can Cash App you then. Bet, just hit me up. So at this point, they're just setting it up. No groundbreaking information yet. But then, this guy can't go if something ends up happening in this guy's life, and he needs the money back, and guess who doesn't pay his goddamn money back? What's your Cash App? Mal2423. This right here? Yeah, bro. Sent. Alright, tell me the dates again. February 20th or the 21st is good for me. And then this guy explains how he needs the money back. Bro, Mal, all these bills and shit just came in. My check was kinda short. I'm gonna need that $100 I sent back, my guy. I'll just send it back on the 15th this month. I'll throw in an extra 50 for the inconvenience. Yo. Bro, I gave it out through cash already. My personal card was lost recently and I'm waiting to get a new one in the mail, Brody. I can't do transfers with anything needing a card for about a week and a half. Alright, bro, I'll figure it out. But we're locked in for the date, right? Locked in. See you then, February 20th. And then this guy reaches out to Mal January 23rd, saying that, again, he can't make the date. Yo, my guy, look. Life is kicking my ass right now. I'm trying to get some stuff straight. Is it cool if we reschedule for another date? February ain't looking too good. All good, let me know. Appreciate that, bro. I got a family reunion in March in Cali. Y'all gonna be out there? Hey, bro, just send me the $100 back. I don't really see a future where I could come down to Louisiana, bro, and do that 2v2. And then Mal doesn't respond till February 16th until he says, yo, had to scroll up through 40 messages just to see yours. SMH, what's up? Hey, bro, can you just send me the $100 back? I don't really see a future where I could come down to Louisiana and do that 2v2. Damn, alright, give me a few weeks. I just paid to set up some shit. I'ma send it your way. So that was February 16th. Then the next time that this guy reaches out to Mal because he still hasn't paid him was March 14th saying this. Yo, my guy, yeah bro, my bad. People who owe me not paying right now because of this virus stuff. Guessing they aren't working. I'll get it to you as soon as I can, bro. Nah, I was just checking, bro. No rush. Or, if you ain't got it, just let Cash know I'm gonna be down there in March, so we can hoop if he's available, y'all can keep it. And then the last message that Cal makes is, round what time in March? And he says, the 19th through 24th. And then we never hear from the legend, the myth of 50 Cal Mal again in the DMs. So not only did this guy ever get his game in March, but he also didn't even get his $100 back because of Malcolm being a fucking scumbag. Let me remind you that he said on February 16th that he will send it in a few weeks. A few weeks? How much is a few? Because a few to me is about a couple, maybe 3 weeks tops. But a few weeks is not goddamn 8 months. This is just yet another example of Mal scamming. This guy's way too shady, and he knows for a fact that he's done some shady shit in his past. He's been scamming people, and that's why he's trying to cover up all the evidence by deleting Venmo transactions and shit. This guy is guilty, and we cannot let him get away with it. And currently, the way that a lot of you guys are reacting to these types of videos, you're saying that mainly it was the kid's fault last video for getting scammed on himself. He's an 18-year-old. He should have known better. Just because this guy wasn't smart doesn't take away from the fact that Malcolm blatantly scammed him and scammed multiple other people as well. Yes, 100% Evan, which was the guy who got scammed, he could have been so much smarter. He could have handled the situation so much better. But regardless if he's an idiot or not, Malcolm still scammed him. Malcolm still promised him collabs with big names. Malcolm promised to shout him out and did none of that after he paid for those things. That is called a scam. And for everyone saying that this isn't that big of a deal, this is the exact same reason that people like LNU and OSN have been completely exterminated from the 2K community and had their whole career tarnished for the same thing. So if you guys genuinely don't think that this is a big deal, then I better see you guys defending LNU. I better see you guys defending OSN when he scams people out of their money. You better be defending all scammers out there. Scamming is an important ass thing, and people have their whole careers ruined over it, as we've seen. Take this for example. Say that you were talking a lot of shit to someone, and eventually they just got fed up with you talking shit to them, and they shot you. They shot you dead. You're gone. You're in the afterlife at this point. Now, do you think that's just? Because technically you could say you were talking shit, so you deserved it. But the cause does not fit the effect, and obviously the guy who shot him for talking shit would go to jail. This is the same exact situation. Just because this guy wanted to get a shout out from Mal and was irresponsible with his money doesn't mean that it gives a Mal an excuse to scam him. Mal is 100% in the wrong here and needs to be called out for this. He took advantage of a kid who thought he could just be friends with a big YouTuber if he pays him a little bit of money. It's very similar to a girl leading on a man, telling the guy that she likes him and that she wants to be with him, when the only actual reason she wants to be with him is because he keeps paying for her dinner, is because he keeps paying for multiple things, her Starbucks, her jewelry, all those things. It's the same exact situation. It's her taking advantage of the man. Even though the man who thinks that this girl likes him is getting taken advantage of, and you could say that he's stupid, it doesn't give an excuse to the girl being a piece of shit and taking advantage of someone. And especially combine this with the fact that he told Mal that he had a very sick mother and that he was struggling with money, that he had to drop out of college. The fact that Mal knew all that information and continued to take advantage of him, saying that, hey, can you pay for my VC, and leading him on thinking that they were going to be friends. That is so scummy, and that is a clear scam. For all the people saying that he got finessed, yes, of course he got finessed. He was very irresponsible with his money, and he wasn't smart about the situation. But that gives Malcolm absolutely no excuse to take advantage of him, lead him on, thinking that they were going to be friends together, and continue to take this guy's money. And also blatantly lie to this guy, saying that he would get collabs with 2Hype members, saying that he would get the numbers of 2Hype members, saying that he would get big shoutouts by people. He didn't get any of that. He got absolutely none of that. It's a blatant scam that Mal pulled off, and it seems like he's done it to multiple people, as I've shown in this video. Do not defend this guy. This guy is in the wrong, and as I've shown before, he's obviously trying to cover up all the bad shit that he's done in his past by deleting his transactions on his Venmo. Just think to yourself, how would you feel in that exact same situation? If your favorite creator DM'd you saying that, hey, I can give you a shout out if you pay me a certain amount of money, and then they don't do it at all. How would you feel? That is a clear, blatant scam, and this guy is in the wrong. See you guys tomorrow.